And so this video begins in Indiana. Welcome to Stone Valley. The road over to the right, Highway US 52, will lead us right into a small town called Brookville. I used to spend weekends in Brookville for a couple of occasions. Basketball games, also the old Brookville flea market. Dad and I used to set up there on the weekends as a vendor and sell antiques. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. I'm Jay, and I was born right here in Indiana, the Hoosier State. And I am going home today to celebrate Christmas with my mom and my family. We're having a little Christmas party tonight. I have some time to kill. I just entered Indiana, just exited Ohio, and I'm heading up to Newcastle, my hometown and birthplace. That's where the party is tonight. That's where my mom is. And on the way, I thought we'd have a little fun. If you read the title of the video, yes, RadioShack still exists. We're gonna step foot into a real life RadioShack, one of the only ones left in the country. And I pass it by every time I go visit my mom. I've passed it by several times the last several months, and I said, you know what? I gotta come back and make that a thing. I wanna go see what RadioShack looks like in 2025. There's not too many left. And that ties into another thing. If you've seen Stranger Things, great show. If you haven't, one of my favorites. We have tracked down some of the filming locations where they filmed it in Georgia, in the Atlanta area. Although, if you know anything about Stranger Things, it takes place in Hawkins, Indiana. No, Hawkins, Indiana is not a real place. It's a fictional town. But there are some real life stuff, Indiana things, inside of Hawkins, Indiana, or Stranger Things, that I can show you in Indiana today. The car threw me off a little bit. So that's going to be the video. We're going to make some stops along the way. I'm going to keep it kind of short because I've got a little bit of time. Hope you enjoy it. I'm sure these Hoosiers are looking at this vlogger guy like, what's he doing? Welcome to the channel. There's more than corn in Indiana, and there's Stranger Things for sure. There's much ahead. I have arrived in Brookville, just south of town on US 52, IGA. I used to shop at the IGA with my mom when I was a kid, or she shopped, I just tagged along. Becker's IGA up in Newcastle. We are so close to Cincinnati that we have Skyline Chili here as well. And one of the main reasons I stopped here is because look at this. This is classified as a roadside giant. This big bull. Typically you see one of these outside of a steakhouse, which he may have used to be in front of an old steakhouse here in Brookville. Not too sure. I remember a cow like this in front of Mac's Steakhouse. Who remembers Mac's Steakhouse? I think they had one in Newcastle, in Greenfield. If you mess with a bull, you get the horns. Welcome to downtown Brookville, Main Street. And welcome to 5th and Main Street, also US 52. Brookville. A lot of old bricks in Brookville. When I was a young kid, I spent a lot of my time inside a video store right here in Indiana. And there is still a full functioning video store right here in downtown Brookville. It's just right up here. And right here at the corner of 7th and Main, you can see it right there. Hometown Video. Now in Stranger Things, they were going to Family Video. Remember the Family Video in Stranger Things? Well, that was actually a real place. And I am going to show you the Family Video. I used to rent videos when I was a kid. That will be in the vlog. We will get there eventually. But this is one of the only full functioning, still can rent videos and take them home video stores. And not just Indiana, but in the entire United States. I did one in Atlanta, or went to one in Atlanta a couple years ago called Videodrome. Movies, t-shirts, $1.87 Monster. They got me. Hometown Video, games and movie rentals. We've got Michael Myers in the window. We've got the Minions over here. 656 Main Street, Brookville. Here's what's going on. You got the courthouse over there. We got a vintage Firestone across the way too. Look at that old neon sign. It looks like they are open most days, Sunday through Saturday. Okay. How's it going? Good, how are you? Wow, they've got a lot in here. Now I'm hoping they have some VHS, because I collect those. They do have an 80s style Pepsi machine in here. Okay, see that in Stranger Things. Cold Pop. Yep, we're in Indiana, we call it Pop. Even got PS5 rentals here. They do sale movies. They're not just for rent, but most of these are for rent, just like in the old days. You go by section. They do rent new releases. Look at this. The monkey. I would love to rent that. That's cool. Also, Death of a Unicorn. Haven't seen that yet. Horror with dark humor. We liked. Okay, so they've rated it. I used to do that. I used to work at Hollywood Video in Tampa. 80s hit double feature. Oh, check this out. Cloak and Dagger and Wizard. Kids, if you haven't seen these, make sure you check them out.
As hometown video, 19 years.
19 years? Wow, it's incredible.
It's been here as a video store since about 1986.
Oh, okay. What was it called before?
First it was B&C Video, and then it was called AC Video.
BC, AC, and now Home Video.
I took over, and they closed it. I reopened it as hometown video.
Got Silent Night, Deadly Night. I think they just released, or are about to, a recreation of that movie in theaters today. We got the horror section, Halloween horror treats, and flashback to the 80s. Holiday rock section. Oh, cool. All Christmas movies. Some of my favorites. Just watched that the other night. I can remember when Jason Goes to Hell was a new release, and I rented it in a video store in Indiana. That would have been New Palestine, a town that is also on US 52, my boyhood home. Not too far from here. Video Junction. Okay, thank you. $1 each. Alright, not for rent, but they do have several VHS down here. I'm gonna thumb through.
You guys have a good weekend.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Tuna rentals. I purchased my VHS and I got a monster. I feel like I just went back in time. Strange, right? Alright, so I'll show you my pickups once I get in the car. That was a cool experience. Thanks Hometown Video for the nostalgic time travel, really. Haven't done that in a long time. $1 each. I got 8. $8. Return to Snowy River, Disney. Santa Claus, the movie, John Lithgow, and Dudley Moore. I haven't seen that. I forgot all about that. Also, we've got Richard Simmons, Sweatin' Oldies. Thought that would be cool to add to the collection. I remember seeing these on the video store shelf when I was a kid. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. CBS Fox Video. Also, whoops. Hopefully that still works. Another Richard Simmons, Sweatin' to the Oldies. Ghost Dad. Gorillas of the Mist. And Shipwrecked. I remember when that was new on the shelf when I was a kid too. So yeah, thanks Hometown Video. Thanks for the nostalgic tour and the awesome VHS tapes that I just added to my collection. I've never gotten rid of a VHS tape. I've got 8 totes full of them. Some beautiful old homes in Brookville. Okay, next stop, Rushville. We just have to go a little ways up US 52 through the countryside, through farmland. Look forward to coming back to Brookville. There's a lot of stuff to see here, historic stuff that I don't have time for today, so much ahead. Beautiful homes in Indiana. And you can take this road, US 52, all the way to Indianapolis. Right before it, in Hancock County, as mentioning back in the video store, is a little town called New Palestine, where Video Junction was, and I lived right off of US 52. I lived in New Palestine. I went to that school system up until the 7th grade, and then I moved back to my hometown of Newcastle before moving to Florida, just in case anyone wants to follow along. Moved to Florida and now live in Tennessee. Yep, still Tampa J though. Go Rays. And now we come to Rushville. Welcome to Rush County, Indiana. When I was a kid, I used to come to the Rush County Fair with my grandpa, and we would check out the steam engine show. I think that still goes on. I would like to go to that sometime. This courthouse looks identical to the Hancock County Courthouse. This is the Rush County Courthouse Similar style, maybe the exact same copy. When I come through Rushville, I think of Greenfield. They are very similar. And welcome to Main Street, Rushville. Check it out, Santa is driving the truck and he's got the tree. This is sitting in between two buildings here on Main Street, back that way. Intersection of US 52, State Road 3 right here. State Road 3 will take you all the way to my hometown and birthplace of Newcastle, which we're heading. Creepy elf dude across the way here, decoration for Christmas. The Rushville Lions were one of our, what do I want to say, rivals. I played for Newcastle and I played for Tri-High, Rushville Lions, and throughout the town, you will see lions all decorated up. All right, I know someone was saying, get closer to the Santa. He's a little strange, isn't he? Creepy Santa alert. That's cool. Well, Santa is actually, if he keeps going straight, if he went through the brick wall, he would actually go right into RadioShack. This thing looks very old. I think it's like a Jack-in-the-Box, right? Kind of looks like a Jack-in-the-Box. Well, he's also looking over, kinda. Welcome to RadioShack, one of the only ones left, and it's open. Iconic sign right there. Last time I was in RadioShack was definitely in Indiana and a long time ago. I remember they had like cool RC car toys in there, like race trucks and whatnot. Also, it was where my dad went to get, like, of course, accessories and electric stuff. I am anxious to go in here and see how it compares to the old school days. Also, I'm thinking of Bob from Stranger Things 2, of course. Worked at RadioShack, and we showed that RadioShack in Hawkins, Indiana, aka Jackson, Georgia, not too long ago. And I have to point out that a very famous NASCAR driver was born right here in Rushville, Mr. Tony Stewart. Yep, he's from Rushville. He's a Hoosier too. So is Jeff Gordon. All right, we're gonna cross real time. Look at this. I'm jaywalking. I'm always jaywalking. They even got a lion right there. Accessories, batteries, and cables. Osborne Electronics is the real name. But I think they're just embracing the RadioShack still. All right, let's just see what it looks like inside real quick. It does look like a RadioShack in there. Oh, wow. Old school RadioShack. This is cool. When was the last time you needed a phone cable? Whoa, these are antiques, dude. Oh, check this out. Ear clips. They do have modern headphones there. Okay. TV remotes. There you go, RadioShack right there, Gold Series cables. Alright, they have an old school recorder in here. I used to play one of those in Indiana. Music accessories. I think I'm going to pick up some guitar strings because I need some for my guitar. I forgot that they had music accessories, and this is a legit RadioShack for sure. Oh wow, what a relic. Look at this, still in the package. 5-in-1 digital camcorder. That's amazing. That's probably been hanging there for 30 years. Looks like it was originally, it still is, $99.99. How about a GPS carrying case? Remember those? Alarm clocks. Whoa. And little radios, little transistor radios. RadioShack edition. That's cool. Bluetooth boombox. Cool. Retro. right, guys, this just went down. I'll show you my pickups. That was a nostalgic back in time tour once again. We've done that twice, so we're gonna keep doing it this whole video. They had everything your Radio Shack did back in the day. I let the camera roll, I was walking around, it was just me in there. Pretty neat. I look forward to coming back here. I have passed this Radio Shack probably 5 times in the last few months, coming back and forth to Indiana. I didn't see Bob in there though. Man, that was a sad time in Stranger Things when Bob died. I think that's the saddest moment in the whole series for me. No offense to the Eddie fans. All right, right here on the park bench, I promised you my pickups. I got this. This goes into my cigarette lighter. This is a little lamp. That would come in handy. I mean, it will. 12-volt lamp there. You can plug it into any 12-volt DC adapter. Yeah, I think it's DC. Also, I got these Elixir guitar strings. As I was saying, I need some guitar strings. And we're always using batteries. So, oh no, I need that. Got it. So, I got some Radio Shack AAA batteries. More so a collector's item. Cool to have something that says Radio Shack, and I got the bag. All right, I want to thank Mr. Osborne. Mr. Osborne has been operating this store for a long time. I didn't even have to ask him. Very nice guy too. He wished me a very Merry Christmas and to have a good time with my mom tonight. Good old hometown Indiana small talk. I love it. I'm back home. Check out the corn up here. I told you there was more than corn in Indiana. All right, so I'm running out of time. My family dinner is at 5 tonight. It's a little after 3. We're gonna make a few more stops inside the town of Newcastle, and I promised you a couple things. So much ahead, straight up north here on State Road 3. And we will be back to Rushville. I'm in a rush, oddly enough, in Rushville, but there's some other stuff here I need to show you, some history that went down here. Also from Rushville, the politician Wendell Willkie. Willkie for president. He didn't win, but he almost did. Yeah, I guess he's from Rushville too. There you go. The Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, right here in my hometown and birthplace of Newcastle. Did an episode there about 4 years back. I need to update that. It sits right next to Newcastle Chrysler High School. There's where I used to play football and basketball. Home of the world's largest high school basketball gymnasium. And here's where I used to park my sophomore year of high school. Right out in here, before the field house. Both of my grandmothers graduated here in the 50s. The world's largest and finest high school basketball gymnasium. It's built into the ground. It's a giant stadium. I was fortunate enough to play on the high school basketball team here. One day we'll get inside there. It's been a while since I've shown that. Welcome to Baker Park, where I used to play when I was a kid. Last time I was here, I was with Chris the girl and my mom, and we were making a similar video. I was showing some stuff that my dad built in this park. He used to build fence and gates. I haven't shown this though. I don't think I showed this. Down the hill here, this kind of goes with the vibe. We're thinking of the Upside Down. Right down here is what is known as the Devil's Door. When I was a kid, my babysitter used to bring me into this park so I could play, and she's the one that first told me of this legend of the Devil's Door. Right there. Now there are many variants of this story, but this was told to me by my babysitter when I was a kid. Playing in the park, I got a little too close to the Devil's Door, and she told me to be careful because this was once a gateway to another world. Or there was once a hole here, and they sealed it after many children went missing playing in this park. This was told to me by my babysitter when I was a kid playing in the park, and it's a town legend. A lot of people say this is the Devil's Door, and that it is a gateway to another world, or perhaps hell. Could it be the Upside Down? This is the Devil's Door. I've always wanted to show this. I've passed it by here on the street. I used to live back that way, by the way. And I always look down and was like, hey, there's the Devil's Door. And I always remember my babysitter telling me that story, and it's scaring the crap out of me. And there it is right there, close to it. Now, I don't know if that was just a patch in the wall or if there was a real door there, maybe a drainage thing, but this has looked like this since I was a kid, and everyone's always called it the Devil's Door. And now you know, one of the small town legends of Newcastle, Indiana. This disc golf basket definitely wasn't here when I was a kid, but the Devil's Door has always been here. If you're ever coming through Newcastle in Baker Park, stop by, but be careful. Do not knock on Devil's Door. Do not knock 3 times. I'm not even gonna try it. And right amongst the high school, go Trojans, by the way. I showed this the last time I was in Baker Park. I was out here with my mom and Chris. You see this like island out here? That is a Native American burial ground. There's a rock right here. That is about 500 feet from the Devil's Door. Just had to show you that. Used to park right next to it. And I promised to show you the family video. This Dollar General, if you're from the Midwest, you know the shape. This used to be family video. Back in 2002, 2003-ish, when I was going to high school here in Newcastle, I used to come up here quite often. I can remember renting Jason X on DVD and watching it for the first time. Renting it right here at the Dollar General. I mean, family video. So in Stranger Things, the same logo, they use the licensed logo for family video inside of Stranger Things. And that family video was actually filmed in Douglasville, Georgia. And I'll put a link in the description below to that filming locations video, so you can take a look at that after if you want to. But this was my hometown family video, a real life Stranger Things / Indiana thing. Hawkins in real time. There's not a real Hawkins, Indiana, but there was a fictional map where they pinpointed it not too far from Newcastle, up towards Marion, which is like 50 or 60 miles from here. So in this area, fictionally, was Hawkins, Indiana in Stranger Things. Not too far from here. I'm just passing by old Newcastle High right there. Still being utilized. There's an old gym in the back. My brother used to play basketball, and right here is where I went to preschool. This old brick building used to be called the Growing Tree. Yeah, 2nd level preschool, me. A long time ago, like late 80s. And welcome to downtown Newcastle, Main Street, guys. I have a treat for you. If you've been watching for a long time, every time I come home to Newcastle, I always show one of the most amazing places of my childhood. And this is the first time, this is a big deal right now, this is the first time I've seen the Castle Theater with the neon on in well over a decade. Welcome to my first ever movie theater experience, the Castle, along with my dad's first movie theater experience. His best friend's dad, his name was Bill, was the projectionist here, and he grew up going to the movies here as well. My whole family, really. Christmas at the Castle. Lights are on. Amazing. The marquee. I've got goosebumps on my goosebumps. This is where I first watched a lot of movies. I was here when Home Alone opened 35 years ago. Really showing my age. Yep, I'm from the 80s. This is so cool to see this all lit up. I also watched Freddy's Dead here with that same babysitter. My first 3D movie experience was right here. I could go, the list could go on. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Three Ninjas. I could go all night. So they have played movies here. It's on occasion. Not too long ago, Mr. Sammy Terry and a lot of my family members did a Halloween show here, and they played, I believe they played the creature from the Black Lagoon. I was out in Baltimore that night and I couldn't make it, but they did show some creature features here with the legendary horror host Sammy Terry, which my dad, way back in the day, like in the 70s or 80s, dressed up as Dracula and was part of a very similar Sammy Terry show that happened right here in the castle. So he was a he was a part of that show. That's a very cool memory. Also, just coming up and down these streets all these years, always stopping by the castle. It's always just felt like home. This is where my dreams began, as far as wanting to create videos and loving movies. It's a very good spot to end this video. I want to thank you for watching. I got to get to the Christmas party. I'm going to be late. I got to stop by Kroger, get a pie. I'm so happy that I get to go be with the family festivities tonight. They're just handing out presents to the kids. Typically, Grinch is there. It's like a Grinchmas. Grinch or Santa Claus hands out all the presents to the kids. It's a secret Santa kind of thing. Kids take turns sharing their gifts. So that's what I'm getting into tonight. And also I'm going to be spending time with my mom. So thank you for being a part of this channel today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like filming locations, if you like roadside attractions, if you like Stranger Things, if you like anything, check out the playlist on the main page of my YouTube channel. I got a lot of content over there, and I hope you enjoy it. Give the video a thumbs up. Oh, look at that. It's 5 o'clock. I'm late. Oh, no. Next, by the way, Henry County Courthouse, formerly known as the Raintree County Courthouse. This used to be Raintree County, and they made a book about that and a movie. A lot of history around here. I'll be back. All right, I got to get to the Christmas party. Thanks for watching, guys. Please know that you're awesome, that you're loved, and no matter who you are or what you're going through, just know that there's always much ahead. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Check out Santa and the reindeer. That's awesome. They've always done that. I almost forgot about that. That's always been a thing. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Very soon. I'm going to enjoy my time with my family. I'll be making videos very soon. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night. Right here from Newcastle, Indiana.